Everybody. 30 days of taming the tongue. And I've already been gathered. Today, it's like the Lord was like, let me just snatch her up because already, right? So this day, I needed this because I was out of line today. My mouth was slick today. So I'm gonna start with the end of the day, the chapter, because it's just that good. Time and words are two things that once gone can never recover. Time and words. So we must take time to weigh out our words before we release them. We need to weigh out our words. Is that good? What you said, is that good? Is that going to help you get to the next level? Is that going to keep that relationship going in a positive direction? We really need to weigh our words, right? Okay. So the hasty tongue. Proverbs, they reference Proverbs 29 and 20. Do you see a man hasty in his words? There is more hope for a fool than for him. Because we can never be totally aware of all of the sensitivities of others, we must depend upon the Holy Spirit to direct our speech in a way that does not tap into their pain, their distress, or even their negative experiences. I like that he says that because that kind of helps them normalize things, because sometimes you offend people with your words, not knowing that you offend them. But I'm talking about when you know you was wrong, right? And so, in those regards, just like you go to the Father with forgiveness, you have to ask these people. Now, a lot of times people, they got their own stuff, so they can't forgive you, right? But if a relationship means something, then maybe they will, but you can't, if people, what would they say, and people walk out, people come into your life for a reason, a season, a lifetime. So if they walk out, they walk out. But the hasty words is what we're on, all right? So the hasty words is all we can work on. That's all we can be responsible for, okay? So, and I was at the grocery store, child, and my words was hasty, but I did apologize. So I'm moving forward. I'm growing every day. Okay. So we need to be mindful of responding in haste. Okay. Being committed to haste, because some people are committed to it. This is who I am. Take me as I am. I have nothing at all. Mary J. We need to be growing. Okay. And if you've been following me on this wisdom chapter, we growing in wisdom. We got to grow in all that we do. So Ecclesiastes, just as there, Ecclesiastes 5 and 2 says, do not be rash with your mouth, and let your heart utter, let not your heart utter anything hasty before God. Because a lot of times we will say things to God. We'll make vows to God, and then you got the God be like, give it to me. You vowed it, give it to me. Then you be mad. I know I say, just like, you be telling somebody, oh, if you do this, I'm going to do that. And then when it's time to pay your ransom, you wrote a check, your butt about to cash it, give it to me. So we got to not be so hasty with our words, right? Again, we need to stop, think, and pray. All right. So, and that's not always easy, but if we trust God in all that we do, we'll get there at some point, right? So our affirmation for today is, I am swift to hear and slow to speak. The Lord has set a guard over my mouth, and he keeps watch over the doors of my lips. Did you know your lips had doors? Look, we learning this together today. All right. So we're just going to pray to God that, we can work on our haste with our tongue, okay? And not be offensive to other people, right? And not respond in haste and commit in haste, okay? We don't want to do none of that. All right, you all, this is your spiritual nugget. Everybody, don't be hasty.